One of the most anticipated moments in gaming has come with Rockstar's reveal of the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6. We'll talk about the details and why the reaction from the gaming community is all over the place on this one.
And the Game Awards were last week. Tons of new surprises, announcements, and we're going to talk about every single one of them right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another brand new episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcast services, everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined every week by this man right here, Full Clip. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
What's up? Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. We had, some big things happening in gaming this past week. I had a very fun weekend. I got my coffee today. You know, you can tell my voice is a little, I sound maybe a little hungover. You know, that just means I had a lot of fun this past week.
It sounds seasoned. It's a nice patina to it.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, oh man, I sound a little rough today. But hopefully for the audio listeners, it's just real sexy.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of sexy, look at this new shirt. This is for the video users. The Gaming News Weekly t-shirt. Bam, right there.
Very nice.
You know, we haven't mass produced them just yet, but if there's any interest out there, we can make it happen. You know, Full Clip doesn't even have one yet.
I don't. I'd love to have one though. That looks awesome.
We'll get one. We'll get one your way. What have you been up to?
Yeah, this past week I got to try out a game that I've really had my eye on for a while. We talked about it in the past. 3D Printmaster Simulator.
I knew this was coming, and I have so many questions.
Right, so
we both go first, though.
We both have a little bit of knowledge about 3D printing, a little experience on the Creality printers. And the last time we talked about this, I think we might have mentioned that it had like Creality logos all over the place. I actually loaded up the game, and it's not a Creality logo; it's a Creality logo. So there's not really the power behind this game that I thought there might have been. A little bit of legitimacy was taken away at that moment, and then I played the rest of the game, and a lot of legitimacy was taken away from it.
Really? Yeah. I haven't watched I saw you posted your first impressions on YouTube. Yeah. I haven't watched the full thing yet, but yeah, give me what parts are missing, It's just not as thorough as you were hoping it would be?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. It's really, really bare bones of what could be a really good experience. It's like, when I'm playing Car Mechanic Simulator, I don't expect every hose and wire to be there. It's a much more simplified version. But this game misses out a lot of important stuff. It has weird labels on things, like your carry just called a motor, and the other motor's called a rotor. It's strange, and there's zero diversity in the 3D printers themselves. It's all basically one platform, the same platform for everything.
Now, you've said before, Car Mechanic Simulator, you feel comfortable in doing some things to your car in real life because of that game. Would you feel comfortable being able to run a 3D printer after having played this game?
Absolutely not. Yeah. I even say in that video toward the end when I'm giving sort of a review of it, and that's my experience going in. That's what I wanted out of this game, but you're not going to learn shit about 3D printing from this game. It's missing too much of the important stuff, and it's not like you even have problems with your prints. It's like you have 5 prints that you get to make, and then your motor is at 0%, and your value goes down, but it's not going to teach you about the real world implications there and how to actually diagnose or fix anything like that.
Good to know. So you're just better off buying a 3D printer. And
probably.
Just messing around with that, right? Yeah. That way you can at least have, when you get a successful print, you actually have something for it, right?
Right.
Dude, I've been playing a lot. Wait, first of all, anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know if we're going to get into this a little more as we get into things announced at the Game Awards, but Lego Fortnite.
That's where I was going now.
Oh,
so,
yeah, nice.
The Fortnite update took place, and it's insane.
Right.
What they've added to this game, dude. Lego Fortnite, the racing with the Rocket League cars, and then a Rock Band game, Fortnite Festival, and all of them came out day after, one after another. Got in there, played Lego Fortnite with my son, and we love it, dude. It's a very, very well. It's not like, so it blows my mind that these games are inside of Fortnite. You boot up Fortnite, free to play Fortnite, and inside you have this other free to play game that is this fully fleshed out, amazing like Lego game.
Right. So like, this is the Robloxification of Fortnite. Fortnite Battle Royale is just one of those tiles inside of Fortnite now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's insane, like looking at people, like the player count when you go in there and how many people are playing the Battle Royale, how many people are playing Lego Fortnite and stuff like that. It's like, it's really cool. But what are your thoughts on the Lego Fortnite being like, I know you've always been a fan of Minecraft and these type of games.
Yeah. Everybody's calling it like the Minecraft killer right now, and it does have a lot in common with Minecraft, but I see it as more of like a Valheim copy. It's less Fortnite than it is Lego or Valheim, for that matter.
Right. More survival, less building.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I mean, I'm enjoying it. I think you can build about as much as you want to, but so far I've only put in like 3 hours today into it. And I'm focusing more on leveling up my stuff so that I can unlock more. But I think once you're at like a comfortable place, you could then start like building walls and really fleshing out all of your builds.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. My son just wants to explore. So we're doing the exploration and then leveling up the town, the village, whatever it is, you know. We haven't really built much, just enough beds to have villagers and and go from there. But he's so funny. Like when he plays Minecraft, he plays like creative mode only. He doesn't want to mess with survival. It gives him anxiety. He's 5 years old. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. So in this, it's nice that you can play the survival mode, but you can shut off like the hunger and the temperature and stuff like that. So it's perfect for him. He gets the best of both worlds. Like even in this, like hostile mobs or whatever they call them will attack, but I have it where you don't lose your stuff when you die. Like you just kind of respawn, and it's perfect for him, dude. It's like he still gets afraid, but he's going out there and he's fighting these wolves and stuff like that, and he's not worried about dying and losing everything he worked for. So it's really nice. And then they do give you that option, the creative side of it, to just, if you want to just go in there and just build, just play around and just build stuff in a Lego world. And then on top of that, like every single character you have in Fortnite, there's like a Lego version and there's Lego emotes, and like, dude, it's so like they've thought about everything.
Yeah, they said like 1,200 outfits translate over, and they said that like better versions of them are coming in the future and stuff. And one cool thing there with those villagers that come, and it's all Fortnite skins. They have a little bit of an Animal Crossing thing going on there, where in Animal Crossing you're waiting to see who like your visitor is for the day, and you can ask them to come to your island. Works sort of the same way here, and some of those, like the banana dude and a cat person from Fortnite that people know and love, you can wait till that person comes and you can have a spot open for them and be a little strategic about like who gets to join your village.
Right. Yeah. My son was super excited because Beef Boss just came to the village, and he was like, yeah, Beef Boss, we got a hamburger man. He was very excited. He's like, I got to get a bed for the hamburger man. So yeah, I'm very impressed with what they're able to do. When I first heard they were doing this, I thought it was just like an add-on thing. But no, they've invested a lot of time and money into making this a fully fleshed out game. I spent a little time with the racing one. Did you try that one at all?
Not yet.
It's fun, man. I only maybe played for, I don't know, not even an hour, but it's fun. Like the arcade racer style of it, it's responsive and fast, and it feels really cool. But I did spend a bunch of time with the Fortnite Festival. Right now, so they have a daily rotation of songs that you could play. It's 4 buttons, on the controller, which I'm getting used to. It just goes like right across. So it's like left, right, and then 2 of the buttons on the console controller that I'm playing. and you just play the songs, and you could, you dress up your character, you got your emotes, you're doing your emotes on stage. I'm like dancing to the music. I haven't played it with anybody yet, which I think would be a lot of fun, because there's like, you could do the concert, you could go in a room and just jam out and like kind of create tracks and like make emotes with them. But yeah, they're going to be adding, well, they're saying they're working on adding instrument, so you could plug in your instruments and play with those for a future date, which is cool. I don't know if they have any plans to create new instruments or just the people that are lucky enough to still have Rock Band instruments, but that's really cool. The only thing I did hear that to purchase a song to own, it's going to be like $5, like 500 V-bucks or whatever. So it's a little pricey.
Yeah, they need to come out with like some packs or something.
Yeah, I think they have like a battle pass type thing, or I don't know what they're calling it, but you could buy it. But I think that's maybe like $30 or something. And I don't know what it gives you. I didn't really look into it too much. I was just playing I think it's every day they have a new listing of songs to play. And so far I've been content with those. So it's fun. Yeah, I'm hoping I still got, a bunch of guitars and drums from my PS4. So I'm excited. This could be big for us Rock Band fans. So yeah, that was on my list. And I've also been playing. So my thoughts, I've been really wanting to get into playing Christmas or winter themed games, because now that I have a capability of doing so. So I got this game called Snowmen, and it's a horror game where you're like in the wilderness and like these evil snowmen pop up, and it's like kind of like you collect things, but you might freeze to death. It's like a first person game. It was created by one person. It's on Steam. I think it's $5, but it's fun. It's super short. It's like 2 hours, and there's all different endings that you could get. But like, there's jump scares, and it's like there's the Santa Claus might be in it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for anybody. And then there's just a bunch of weird evil snowmen. So yeah, I'll put out a thing on the TikToks. This is gonna be my thing, like the weekly winter/Christmas game of December. Nice. This week it's been Snowmen, so that's been a lot of fun. And then yeah, I've been playing a bunch too, but we'll get into them more. We got to move this show along. Should we talk about our new releases?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. All right, first up, a Highland Song came out December 5th on PC and Nintendo Switch. Now, I saw you put this one on the list, and I was very glad you did, because this one is on my Steam wish list. I have not purchased it yet because I'm playing a million games, but this one looks awesome. So you're journeying through the Scottish Highlands, and it's like this platformer / rhythm game / puzzle game, but you just gotta like find secrets and unlock stories, and it looks just like calm and peaceful, and the whole thing is like this Scottish folk music, and it looks beautiful, and it looks like just tranquil and peaceful. I'm excited to check it out.
It looks like it has like hand-drawn animations, and if not, they did a really good job with the style making it look that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, and it's like as you're traversing, as you're going through the game, like there's parts where you have to do it with like the rhythm of this music and stuff, and it sounds great. I'm excited to check that out. One I did get a chance to check out, Arizona Sunshine 2, came out December 7th on PC VR and PS VR 2. I never played the first one, but what it is, it's like a zombie hunting game. It's like a post-apocalyptic world, zombies everywhere, and it's just it's a VR game where you're controlling this guy, and you go out and you kill zombies in creative and enjoyable ways. The bonus to this one, you find a dog, and it's your friend, and it's so much fun. When I found the dog, I was like, this is so exciting. You gotta it's in a crate, and you gotta kind of get it to come out, and you tussle its little head, and you find a ball, and you could throw a ball, but then you could click on zombies, and then the dog goes and just mauls them, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, how's the zombie killing feel in that? Because I know Dead Island was a bit of a disappointment, but it looked like it had really cool animations, and I saw in the trailer you could pop a grenade, put it in its mouth, and kick it backward.
It's so I was just getting the feel for the VR thing. So first of all, you gotta manually reload your guns, which kind of annoys me because you got two guns, and I'm like, okay, when one of them when I run out with one, I'm like, shit, I still have this one. So I have to put this one down, grab it. I have to eject the clip, grab the clip, pop it in, slide the thing, and then I'm back at it. So I'm like, this is a lot of work. And there's zombies like a foot away from me. So I'm like, I gotta get like maybe like some sort of I gotta keep like a axe or a machete with me for those moments. But it is like the amount of gore and stuff, like, so if they get close enough to you and you just pop their heads and it just sprays like this blood just everywhere, or you could like, I mean, their body parts come off, you could hack them off and shoot them off. It's insane. It feels really nice in VR. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I actually dusted off my VR for this, so I got a review copy of this game, and I was like super excited. I was like, this is gonna get me back into VR. I'm feeling like healthy, like my hands and joints are working properly, so I can move around and do these. And I'm glad I did, because it's been a while since I got in there, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Now, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about this game that it's a $50 game, and it is short. They're saying it can be played in 4 hours, it can be finished in 4 hours. But I also see a lot of people, completionists, saying that I've been playing this game for, 16, 18 hours and still, having a blast with it. So I think I put in 2 hours so far. And I'm loving it. And I'm going slow. I'm looking, there's collectibles that you can find, and I'm playing with the dog half the time, just sitting there petting the dog for 45 minutes. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It has 2-player co-op that you can do, and then there's an additional 4-player like horde mode if you know 3 other people with a VR. But I'm having a blast. It is at 75 on Metacritic, so yeah, it is right there in the middle. But yeah, I'm very glad that I got in there and like I said, dusted off the VR to get in there and try it, because it's fun. There are times where I do feel a little anxious when there's, a ton of zombies coming at me and I don't know what to do. I'm worried the dog's going to get killed. It's a whole thing. But
yeah, it does look good. It looks fun. And I'm glad the VR is trending that way, where we're less back in the early days where everything feels like a tech demo. And now it's more like we're applying those things, and you have a little bit of narrative and an actual storyline.
Exactly. And getting some decent, gameplay. They're able to, figure out that. So even just the firing the guns and stuff feels great. Shotgun, just everything. Like, I haven't gotten the rocket launcher yet, but I'm excited. I've seen that in trailers. So, and then last up, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora came out December 7th on PC, PS5, Xbox X, and S. This is, you're in that world back in Pandora, baby. You're a Na'vi. It's a first-person action-adventure game. You're like a 10-foot tall blue person running around in the wilderness of Pandora. I don't remember. Have you seen the Avatar movies?
The first one, yeah.
Just the first one, okay. What are your thoughts on this, being a, not a super fan?
I don't know. Like, they are not pulling me into this game on the name alone. Avatar means like nothing to me.
Right.
I don't know how it got such like the praise that it did. It must have been really big in overseas markets or something when it came out. But yeah, I know that there are some people who are still into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, the first movie was like the highest grossing movie of all time for like a long time. So, this one, so the things I've heard, it's this lush, beautiful world, with a very minimalist HUD. So it kind of like, it puts you into this world and it feels great. The traversal is fantastic. The movement is fast. But on the gameplay side, it's very repetitive. The action, the fighting scenes are very simple. All the combat's simple. And then it's just kind of lacking any like surprise. There's nothing different. Like once you're in there doing your thing, it's just that, which is, I don't know. It depends on what you want. They're really both sides of a coin here. Do you want a beautiful world to just kind of walk around in and live in, or are you more focused on gameplay? So, again, this one is like, I think it's right mid 70s, high 80s, I think. And most of the reviews that I saw were like 80. Like, I think the majority of the reviews were like just 80 out of 100, 8 out of 10. Like, it's good, but it's lacking in a little bit. So, not bad. And especially if you're a super fan of the series, if you are like if you always dreamed of being a Navi, you can be out there and just, putting your ponytail in a horse's butt or whatever they do.
Yeah, looks like a really good Pandora simulator. That little bit of lacking, I feel like that's something that an update can address, or maybe even like a DLC pack to just add that your extra 2 points on top and make it a 10 out of 10. But we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We will see. But this one, for me, it's one of those wait for sale games because I definitely am interested. I've enjoyed the films, and I'm interested to see what this world offers. But to me, yeah, I got time. I'll wait for a sale. Get it when it's, $25 or whatever.
Yeah.
So. All right. That's it for our new releases. We got a lot of news to talk about. You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. This is our news of the week. The Game Awards just took place a few short days ago, and there was a lot of things happening, a lot to talk about. I took a lot of notes as I was watching the thing. So, we're just going to go through it, start to finish, run through the entirety of the Game Awards. I promise I won't take as long as the Game Awards because it went for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But, it'll be close. It'll be close. So just buckle in for maybe 2 hours, 45 minutes. All right. Speaking of taking a long time, it kicks off with a little tongue-in-cheek, a little joke. Christopher Judge comes out to present the first award. Now, we talked about Christopher Judge last year. What did he say? It was like 14 minutes or something he talked for in his acceptance speech. It was ridiculous. But he did make the comment about, shorter than the Call of Duty campaign or whatever.
Okay.
So, a lot of oohs from the crowd. So that was enjoyable. But yeah, first award, Best Performance, went to Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3. And this kind of set the tone. You see where it's going to go here because right away, he's rushed for time. Like, he's like trying to say how much this means to him and the community that this game was made for, that could feel part of this, and it was like this whole heartfelt speech. And they're like, Dunzo, get out of here. And that is an ongoing thing throughout the night where it was like, it was more about the world premieres and the game trailers and not about the people who the awards were for, really.
Yeah.
And I did, afterwards, I've seen a lot of complaints, regarding that, especially in a world now where we're constantly talking about an industry that is affected by layoffs and people not being appreciated for the stuff that they're putting out there. This is kind of more of that. It was a little disappointing.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. And then, because we need, this is the other thing for the Game Awards was like, all right, we're going to bring out some celebrities and try to make this like a thing. I don't know. So they bring out Matthew McConaughey. Well, I'm not a huge Matthew McConaughey fan, but sure, I'd rather you give Neil Newbon more time to talk than have Matthew McConaughey come out and introduce some, I was going to say shitty, the jury's still out on this one, but he comes out and introduces the game, this third person space love story called Exodus. It didn't really do much for me. And as I see in your eyes, you're trying to remember what this one was.
I remember
it didn't
the
do
look
much for you either.
I mean, so many games are coming out these days that all feel the same.
They need to stand out, I agree. And this one to me didn't. It had a nice visual style, but it really didn't separate itself from the others. It didn't stand out. And then next up they had it was all, I'm not going to say whether it was a world premiere. They were pretty much all world premieres, basically. But God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC announced, and it's announced as free DLC, and it's announced that it's coming December 12th. And it looks cool because it's like a roguelike. It's not the traditional God of War style, but it's that mixed with like a roguelike type thing. And that's very cool for God of War fans. And then the Big Walk is a game from House, the people behind Untitled Goose Game. This one was strange. This one stood out. It was like these beautiful landscapes and then these tiny little spherical ant-like creatures that just run around. It looks like it's like a co-op sandbox game or something. I don't know. But that one, it stuck out to me. And now I see House and I'm in because they got that one that one cartoon video they showed last year. That
Yeah.
I just don't remember what the game is, but yeah. And then a Hellblade live performance, a lengthy performance of a lot of caterwauling and moaning and stuff like that. It was, enjoyable, sure. And then a new trailer for Hellblade. Still no release date for Hellblade 2, though. So a lot of people were disappointed there. The best narrative went to Alan Wake 2. And then we got Kemuri, this game that everybody seemed to be like excited about. It's the newest game from Ikumi Nakamura, who I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. But the trailer looked interesting. There was no gameplay. It was just like this like colorful, weird, like parkour. I don't know. It was didn't do much for me. And then one of my favorite trailers of the night, No Rest for the Wicked. This is like an action RPG from the people behind Ori, the 2 Ori games. This game looked awesome. The style of it looked, I don't know, a little Diablo-esque, but it had that platforming in it that kind of was reminiscent of like, it was very stylish. And it looked like the story was going to be well done. Do you remember this one?
Yeah, it reminded me of the old Onimusha games, which were like much better looking for their time than they had any business being. Makes me want to play a game like this again, really.
Yeah. This one was a highlight for me. This one it's set to come into early access in Q1 of 2024. So, you ever play the Ori games, Ori Will of the Wisp or Ori and the Blind Forest?
No.
They're great platformer games, very heartfelt. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, they're well done games. Another star effort. Jeff Keighley brings out another celeb, Gonzo, to just take up our time. We don't need any Muppets on this show. Debut indie game went to Cocoon, and then another fantastic trailer that I was really excited about. Sega. We get this Sega, and it's happening. And like they just start to show this mega mix of like these games coming out. And they're all like, they said they're in the works right now. And they 5 games. And they were like my 5 favorite Sega games. Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, and Crazy Taxi. They're doing like these dope looking remakes, remasters, whatever you want to call them, of these Sega games. And were you a fan of Sega or any of these games?
Some of them. That Jet Set Radio Future, I remember being like really big on the Dreamcast?
Dreamcast, yeah.
Yeah,
because that was, again, different for the, it was super colorful and different, I was a big fan of that. So, yeah, I was excited for those games. And then Golden Axe, that's just a classic. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Do you have any thoughts on this? Are you a Dragon Ball guy?
I haven't played one since like PS2, the Budokai series.
So I saw this trailer and I'm like, I don't get it. They always look, every single one of these Dragon Ball games looks the same to me. They're all like in the air, and then you see them and then they like attack each other, and they always look the same. But there's always like tons of hype. And then I was talking to my friend last night who was like excited for it. I'm like, explain to me the excitement. He's like, they're always like okay, but there's never like just this amazing one. And everybody just keeps waiting for like a perfect example of what a Dragon Ball game should be. And so I don't know. But does this do anything for you?
Not really. Not looking to play that type of game right now.
There you go. All right, next up, Supermassive showed off their next game. It's a Dead by Daylight. It's set in that world. Called The Casting of Frank Stone. So this one should be pretty cool. I don't know what it's about. I don't know who Frank Stone is, but you got Supermassive making games and Dead by Daylight being involved, and I am in. And then Square Enix showed off Visions of Mana. You remember? You ever play these Mana games?
No, I've heard of these. What's the one that came before this? Path of Mana or something like that?
Yeah, there's been a few. I remember Secret of Mana was like OG. That was like, I don't know when that was. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, some shit. But yeah, Visions of Mana coming 2024. It looks great. It looks kind of like one of the Tales games. It's got that style. bright, cartoony, a lot of action. And then speaking of a lot of action, Rise of the Ronin. It's like an open world, third person action samurai game. Comes out March 22nd, 2024. This one looks great. I don't know if this is just for PlayStation, but that's who was on the trailer. But that one looks great. It looks just more of that, that era, that style of game. Excited for that one. They did Best Action Game went to Armored Core 6. Best Art went to Alan Wake 2. Best VR, Resident Evil Village. Best Mobile Game, Honkai Star Rail. And then they showed this trailer. Now, I'm not familiar. The Outlast Trials. Being a PC guy, are you familiar with this? Or have you ever seen? So I had looked into it after. So this is a console trailer for this. Now, the trailer that they showed was just people playing the PC version, getting scared shitless. And I was like, this looks awesome. And so what this trailer was, it's coming to console March 5th of 2024. And then I looked into it a bit more and I'm like, okay, it looks awesome. So that's on my list, the Outlast Trials. It looks real scary. And then one of the highlights for most people, Hideo Kojima came out and premiered OD, his newest game. And all it really was just like heads talking.
Screaming.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's more like a technical demo, right?
Right. Yeah. And even then, you really don't know what this is going to be. But we do know it's an Xbox exclusive, which is huge for them. And he's working with Jordan Peele. And what he's calling it's a new form of media, is what they said, new type of media. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what this is. Kojima makes some crazy shit. So either this is going to be amazing, or it's going to just, it's going to be what it is. But I'm hoping for amazing.
Yeah, also a ton of celebrities brought into there with their faces. And I don't know who most of them are, but I think they're from like Euphoria and stuff that younger people know.
Sure, the kids know them. But yeah, I'm excited to see more of this. I mean, anytime Kojima's involved, of course, you're excited to see more. And then now you got Jordan Peele, one of the greatest mind-bending horror directors there is, being involved in this. It's awesome. I texted my buddy, I'm like, you're going to buy an Xbox for this game, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. So it's gonna be dope. All right, and then they showed off a Jurassic Park survival game. It looked just like the movie, and I'm like, man, this looks like just like a Jurassic Park survival game. And then the title was Jurassic Park Survival. Nailed it.
Easy to remember.
It was weird. They just like took out like the characters from the movie and just put in like a different character, and then just showed us that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that was my response. Best audio went to Hi-Fi Rush. Let's see what else. Oh, and then so this is my most anticipated game of 2024. Black Myth Wukong got an amazing looking new trailer. Showed like all these like really like messed up enemies. It's like dark looking, looks creepy, looks exciting, looks action packed, and then a release date, August 20th, 2024, right by my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Get to fight as a monkey warrior. What do you think of this one?
Okay, so I have a buddy from China, and he showed me this a while back, I'm pretty sure, and it looks pretty cool. It's like a lot of Chinese mythology and stuff like that rolled into the game.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. And like the more they show, like it looks dope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks dope. That's all I got to say about that. It looks dope. All right, moving on. Let's see, we got a new trailer for Suicide Squad. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. It's like about a ghost. Some sort of a military game called Ready or Not. They didn't really show any gameplay for this one. I'm not really certain what it was. But then after researching, I saw it's in early access now. Leaving early access December 13th. So, yeah. Are you ready or not?
Yeah, ready for it.
And then Tales of Kenzara Zao is a new game. This guy came up. He's talking about this game is for his father. It's a game about grieving, and I'm like, dude, you got me.
Right.
Like he sold me on the game before they showed any of the trailer, and then they showed the trailer, and it's a really beautiful looking side-scrolling type platformer. Comes out April 23rd, 2024.
Yeah, that dude was really passionate. The way he presented
He
it,
was.
the trailer was not what I expected. I'll say that, but that's fine. We'll check out the game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And then another highlight for me, Lost Records. This is from developer Don't Nod, the guys that did Life is Strange and Jusant. This is about, like, they show it set in like 1995, and then there's some sort of time travel element or whatever, but then they're like, or the friends reunite and talk about something happens. I don't know. They didn't really explain it much, but it looks really beautiful, and like right about the time period that I like to focus on.
There's some Stranger Things vibes.
It did have Stranger Things vibes, or Paper Girls, which is another like similar comic book thing. They introduced the first Berserker. It's a new game. It's kind of got like a God of War style look to it. Meets Dark Souls-ish. Apex Legends crossover with Final Fantasy VII for all those Apex fans that also want that in their game. Best score went to Final Fantasy 16. Best indie game, Sea of Stars. Best community, Baldur's Gate 3. Best fighting, Street Fighter 6. Most anticipated, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. We got our annual tradition, Skull and Bones trailer. Except we got a new release date, February 16th, 2024, with a closed beta coming soon. You think this one's going to stick?
No, I think we'll keep this tradition up for a few more years at least.
Just keep moving it back. I like that. I'm not ready for it. I just want to keep seeing trailers and keep talking about it forever. Another highlight of the show, new Bethesda Arcane Studios game, Blade, came out. And it's funny, like they're talking about this, and they talk about the studios, and every time they talk about the studio, they just like, from the creators of Dishonored and Deathloop, and then even when the creators came up, developers like, yeah, we wanted to follow up Deathloop, and I'm just like, they're just completely forgetting that Redfall ever existed. They've like completely wiped it from their memory. But yeah, they're back with more vampires. Blade. Are you a fan of Blade?
I remember the original movie. Yeah, I guess it was like a trilogy after all, but I mean that
right
gets credit in my book for starting the comic book hero movies. I mean, maybe The Crow was in there somewhere around the same time, but Blade is definitely like the first one I remember.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was one of the first ones. So this one, I mean, it's a Marvel property going to, I would guess that this is going to be, so now they didn't say if this is going to be exclusive to Xbox. It is Bethesda. So I would assume, but people have reached out and they have avoided responding. So I'm assuming that this is not going to be probably just be PC and Xbox exclusive. So that's a win for them. But yeah, we'll see. Anthony Mackie came out, another big star. I know your favorite, Twisted Metal. He was a little bummed that they didn't win. The Twisted Metal didn't win.
Tough competition in that category, though.
It was tough competition for sure. He gave the award for Best Ongoing Game, Cyberpunk 2077, which was kind of a surprise and kind of not a surprise. We talked about it a bunch, like how they've really brought that game around. Next up, they showed a trailer for a game called The Last Sentinel. This one, it's like these, I don't know, a whole bunch of androids. And then they talk about like the demon is coming, and then it's like this dope android on a motorcycle. I don't know. The aesthetic of this one, I liked. Yeah, it was really cool. They didn't show any gameplay. Yeah. It was all just like, here's a cutscene. Androids. This one android got its like face chopped off, and like it was weird. But yeah, it was interesting. And then the first Descendant got a new trailer. A release window of summer of 2024. Zenless Zone Zero. I don't know what this is. It's super Japanese, crazy, like colorful, like anime game. I texted my buddy at this. I'm like, whatever this is, we're playing this game. I don't know what it is, but yeah. And again, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's coming out anywhere, when it's coming out. I think it's just for PC and Mac, but yeah. And then mech fighting. This is where I was like, oh man, Full Clip's gonna be excited. The trailer for Mecha Break. Did you watch this one?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me a lot more of what was it, Armored Core that just came out this year, than it does sort of the mech style that I'm usually into.
Like the Gundam
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about this one. I'd have to see more gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I like the idea that, so I think it's a PvP game. I think there's like 3v3, 6v6 battle royale style stuff. And then you could choose from your mechs. I don't know about the customization of the mechs and that sort of thing. I feel like that's a no-brainer when you have something like mechs, to be able to just kind of customize the shit out of them.
Yeah. And
that was one of the big draws of Armored Core, just being able to like make this dope mech that you want. So I think that's going to be a make or break for this game. I got a Warhammer trailer, and then the Old Gods of Asgard performed. Now I'm watching this, I'm like, what is, it's like a fever dream. The dancers, this is like they were on the Alan Wake 2 soundtrack.
It was weird, yeah.
And there's like this band, the guy's got an eye patch on, and then I remember like this was the band from, they did an amazing like song for Control, which is I'm a huge fan of the game Control. So like Remedy, this must be like their Remedy's like band for like all their games. But it was weird.
Yeah, it was all like,
a lot of people were excited for it too.
I think it was all lip synced, and I saw like the dude, maybe the dude who plays Alan Wake 2, it's his face in the game. He is like Danish or something, so I don't think he speaks English, so the lip syncing, it was very, very strange to watch, just knowing that fact, because people were popping that up in chat.
And they're all up there dancing and stuff like that, yeah. We got a trailer for Exoborn. It's a tactical open world extraction shooter. Like, we absolutely need more extraction shooters. What else? They showed the Fallout trailer. This is where, and then The Last of Us won for best adaptation. Sorry, dude, but
that's all right.
They had the big mech dude up there.
Yeah, they brought out each of the main characters, including Walton Goggins, and man, that guy doesn't miss. So I'm looking forward to this. We didn't get to talk about the actual trailer last episode. That did drop.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks like it's really in line with the game. I think they're going to do it really well. Like, the characters look cool. The aesthetic looks great. So, yeah, I am very excited for this one. And yeah, and you're right, Walter Goggins, man. Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
He's good in everything. Palia is coming to Nintendo Switch for free December 14th. And then Sean Murray comes back, and I start to get a little, PTSD from the last time he's up there, because he's saying a lot of the same things. Like, and then they show this incredibly ambitious trailer for a game called Light No Fire. And there's people riding dragons in this beautiful world, and like he's telling, and I'm like, can we trust Sean Murray? Can we trust Hello Games again after No Man's Sky? And I mean, they've really turned it around, but that's been 10 years in the making or whatever. And now he's up there doing the exact same thing, saying like, this game is going to be the greatest thing ever made. And I'm like,
yeah.
Can we trust you, Sean Murray?
Well, I'm hoping that like this one is more literally and figuratively grounded, because I guess it takes place more on one planet. Seems like it's easier to rein things in with the procedural generation. If you're just focused on one, rather than needing to do that 1,000 times over and people expecting different results each time.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So, yeah, hopefully, because it looks awesome. I'm ready. I want to believe. But we shall see. Simu Liu came out to introduce a new game called Stormgate. This is like a real-time strategy game or something. I don't know. And as soon as I see those games, I turn it off. I just shut the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Give me a real game. Then best action adventure game, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Best RPG. Baldur's Gate 3, Best Sim, Pikmin 4, Best Sports or Racing Game, Forza, Best Multiplayer Game, Baldur's Gate 3, Player's Voice, the choice by the players, Baldur's Gate 3. And now we're getting into the end. We're getting to the end here. This is where we always get the big reveals. One of them being Final Fantasy 16 DLC, Echoes of the Fallen, available now, and Rise of the Tides coming spring 2024. So more Final Fantasy 16 for players. They announced the best game direction, went to Alan Wake 2. And then a big shadow drop, the finals. Shadow dropped, out now. This is I talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago. Team shooter. It's like a game show. You got to get the most money. And it's out now. PC, console, you could go play it. It had I think last I saw like 200,000 concurrent users playing it. So pretty good. So I'm excited to see what that can do. I had fun playing it. I think I'd have more fun playing it with other friends. I just played it solo, like with other people. So I haven't got a chance to play this final copy. I just played the beta. And then Monster Hunter Wilds, a brand new Monster Hunter game coming out 2025. Looks just like more Monster Hunter, this beautiful world that you roll around in. This one there's like a flying mounts that you could ride, so that's cool. Adds another layer to it. And then the big game of the year, Timothée Chalamet comes out. The Game of the Year Orchestra's playing all the tunes, and we get the Game of the Year winner, Baldur's Gate 3. No surprise from us. We called it from day one.
I'll tell you what was a surprise. When Timothée Chalamet comes out, his hair's kind of puffy and curly black. Mm-hmm. I thought for a second that they had that dude who came out talking about Bill Clinton a couple years ago. I'm like, okay, they squashed the beef. They got him out there as a special guest.
Oh, boy. That's funny. Timothée Chalamet. Nope. I thought you were going to say they brought out the guy from Lies of P or whatever. That's what everybody says. That character looks like Timothée Chalamet. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 won the Game of the Year. They did also had like a pre-show, and to me, like the biggest thing on the pre-show, there's a game from Daniel Mullins. So I just started playing a game called Inscription, and it's like a card game. It's been out for a while, and it's like real creepy and super weird. And then the guy who made that, his next game, it's called Pony Island 2 Panda Circus. They announced the trailer for it, and it looks even more insane. Did you happen to see the trailer for that? That was on the pre-show. I don't know if you caught that.
No.
Weird. You go watch it because it's one of the weirdest trailers I've seen. But yeah, that one looks great. All right. So what was your takeaway? I want to hear what was your takeaway from the Game Awards?
I'm kind of in the boat with a lot of other people that I've seen say this. It was a little bit underwhelming this year. And yeah, I did see a lot of the reaction to they didn't give people enough time. And I would say, like, I don't know. That the show has to balance all these big premieres, which is, I feel like, what a lot of people are watching for, more so than the awards themselves.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a balance there. And like you said, like, they have a lot of celebrities out there. I don't fault them for that, because I think the strategy is to lend some legitimacy to this. If you can get Matthew McConaughey on stage, you must be doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. They are definitely trying to make it a bigger event. But that being said, like, there's a point when, if you're moving, so many of the awards were just Jeff Keighley announcing the winners. No thank you speeches, no awards given. It was just him saying this is who won. Like this whole group of the last one I won, or that I announced, it was all just him up on stage saying, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I'm like, okay, now I get it more. Yeah, a ton of the people are there for the world premieres. But I feel like at that point, you maybe just have a separate event or something. We
Right.
already have the Summer Games Fest and all this stuff. So I know he loves the premieres, but like when that's taking over from the show that's called the Game Awards, and you're cutting down on what people can say, like as far as their thank yous and stuff like that, I don't know. It feels like it's not as much an awards show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, I'm there for the premieres.
Yeah, it's true. There's some issues with pacing in there, maybe. And
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the premieres I feel like are what is going to draw the most faces to watch this, and they know that, so they got to put it all in there. They got to chop it up into there. But yeah, I agree with you. They could just do that all as one roll. The first hour of the show, the second hour of the show being all awards, and a lot of people will tune out, I'm sure. But
Absolutely.
I mean, if people don't want to watch that content, maybe they don't need to watch that content.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's tough to because yeah, even then, like I don't know if I would. I'm a huge, video game fan. Very invested in the whole thing, and even then, I don't know if I would watch developers giving their, saying thank you and stuff like that. I believe they deserve a platform, especially at something called the Game Awards, where they're literally winning an award. Like I feel like they should be recognized. But yeah, do I want to watch some foreign, person like struggle to say their thanks? Like I don't know. It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, they got to find that line. I do think
yeah.
they should give more awards on stage, less premieres, especially because so many of the premieres, like, dude, I don't know what half this shit is. You know, again, to the people creating this is a big deal for them, but like so many, like you said, you got to set yourself out from a lot of these, and a lot of them looked very similar.
Yeah.
But they did a Dave the Diver Dredge crossover DLC. That's exciting. That was another big one. As far as the awards, you and I tallied up the votes, see who won the prediction contest, and we both had 11. It was a tie.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
So some big ones that we missed. We missed the sports one. Neither of us picked Forza, which I was surprised. And then like Alan Wake 2 won like best art, best narrative, best direction, and you and I like we picked like Baldur's Gate 3 for like all those. So yeah, it was
on our 11, were they mostly in tune, or were we like 5 here, 5 there?
Dude, it was all over. So at first you were like as I was telling it up, you had like 7 and I had like 3. And then I started coming back with some of the later ones, and then they finished up and we were picking like game of the year was the same, and so yeah, it was funny. Like I was like, oh man, Full Clip's crushing me, and then like I started getting a few more. It was interesting. All right, anything else we want to talk about at the Game Awards? Give me a rating out of 5 of the overall show.
I mean, more good than bad. So 3 out of 5. But I'm not giving.
That's where I'm at.
Extra props there.
3 out of 5 for me too. None of the the world premieres blew me away. There were some that I really enjoyed seeing. I was happy to see a lot of filler that I'm like, I don't care about. I wanted more awards or more recognition for the people. Yeah, nothing really. No, there's no Halsey this year. That was a big one last year, But yeah, overall, I enjoyed my time watching it. But I've said enough about it. I've talked for too long. Now is your chance to talk, to tell me about your thoughts on the GTA 6 trailer. This is our other big news from this week. Trailer dropped just after we recorded the show last week. Because they had the date set. It seems like someone over at Rockstar Games, their kid, leaked the trailer early, and so they like, all right, fine, here, take it. They just put it out there. I want to hear. We haven't talked about it yet. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, let me start by asking. You say you haven't played like GTA 5 or 4,
right?
So you haven't had much experience.
Like I think like Vice City was probably the last one I played.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that's fitting because so this is basically a remake of Vice City, HD Universe style though, or whatever they call it over at Rockstar. So it's taking place in Vice City and the surrounding areas. I watched some trailer breakdowns of like 99 things you didn't see in the trailer, and I definitely did see them. I love that things are coming back from Vice City, like the bubble helicopters and stuff like that. That I don't remember if they were in San Andreas, but we haven't seen them in a modern GTA title. And some of the stuff, like in the Florida Everglades, that area, it seems like this is going to pull in a lot from Red Dead Redemption 2. Just wildlife as far as that goes, and maybe even some like hunting and stuff like that. The way the alligators and the cranes react to you. They did have a lot of wildlife in the story mode of GTA 5, but it wasn't to this level that we're seeing in the trailer so far. I mean,
Nice,
overall, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing so far.
Dude, visually it looks phenomenal, and they're saying that this is the game. This is what the game looks like, right?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. With Rockstar, you pretty much what you get in the trailer is what you're going to see on screen when you're playing the game.
Yeah, yeah. So that's exciting. Very Florida, you know, for people outside of the country. Yeah, that's Florida. It was captured in a 3-minute trailer. Gators and crazy people.
Oh yeah, there's a dude called like Florida Joker who I think his mugshot went viral a while back. He's threatening legal action or something. I saw a headline for it.
Yeah, I saw he's suing them for $2 million.
You're right, for using his likeness without permission.
That's his likeness. Yeah.
Yeah, because
man, it's just a guy with face tattoos.
Yeah,
they're not the same tattoos. Nothing is similar about it. It's just a creepy guy with face tattoos.
Right. So I mean, these games are mostly satire of, I guess, the American life. So they do take a bunch of viral moments. Yeah, they take a bunch of Florida man viral moments that were caught on video, and they're almost one-to-one recreations, but it's satire.
Like that, the woman twerking on top of the car.
Yeah,
I saw the real life video of that.
Yeah, you can find some compilations where people have taken, they play these side by side from the trailer versus the real life event.
Really,
the woman standing out in the front yard with the hammers, the nude guy watering his lawn.
Amazing. So being a fan of GTA, where was your after you saw it, did it live up to the hype? Were you disappointed? Were you excited?
I'm happy with it because I know that we're going to see a lot more going forward. The unfortunate part is that it's not going to be for a while. So they said at the end of it that it's not going to be out till 2025, and we don't really know when in 2025. So that's a year's span there that it could drop within. Probably very early or probably very late if we had to guess. And the other thing is at the end they say like coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. No mention of PC whatsoever, and this is typical for Rockstar. They always almost wait a year before the PC version comes out, and unfortunately, I'm guessing that's going to be the case again.
Yeah, I know that was a big thing, like no mention of PC, which is crazy to me in this day and age that you can, that you do that. You cut out that big of I don't understand why. Like, you're building the game on computers. Like, it's not like you're porting it over or anything like that.
And I don't know. No. And I mean, it's been 10 years since GTA 5, and a lot's changed in the gaming scene since then, especially with cross-compatibility. So I'm wondering, is this something where they're just worried that it's going to ruin the experience for console people as soon as the PC people start modding, which they do on all of these? It's rampant in GTA Online and Red Dead Online for PC.
Oh, I never even thought of that part. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I like this. I was excited, not being like, like I said, I haven't played a GTA in a while, but I watched the trailer and I'm like, dude, it looks, I can't imagine not playing it, because it looks, visually, it looks beautiful, it looks stunning, it looks fun, the humor is there. I think the characters are going to be cool. They showed like the woman that goes to jail or gets out of jail or whatever, and she's the one of the main characters if there's multiple. So yeah, I think it seems like I think the world is going to be vast and have a lot of stuff to do, and it's all like happening in real time. And yeah, I'm 100% in. There's all this discussion and talk about how much the game's going to cost when it comes out. Is this going to be the game that ups the price? The guys talked about it, that you should pay, what
Yeah.
for the amount of time that you put into the game or whatever. So,
and man,
we'll see.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything outside of like rumors that came up after the dude started
Right.
yapping about that. But Grand Theft Auto, every major release in the series, they set the bar for gaming. I mean, everybody else, it's an open world sandbox and all kinds of other genres have to live up or try their best to live up to Grand Theft Auto because that's what they're being compared against. Can they do it again? Right. I hope so. Will they do it again? I don't know. They've set a very high bar with 5 and the what was it, the whatever the new edition they called of 5, where they came out for PC and the newer consoles at the time.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm very excited to, now that the trailer is out and we've seen what it's going to be. Hopefully, they'll start to piecemeal some more information here and there, keep our interests going. I hope it's not another long wait before more information comes out about the game. But yeah, I'm very much excited to see more and to see what's next. But like you said, it's probably going to be a ways out before we're getting hands-on with it.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to talk about?
I had one thing to tack on to the end. Epic Games, every year they do this, like, I don't know if it's 12 days or 15 days of Christmas, but a new free game every single day. That starts in 3 days from today. It's either Wednesday or Thursday that'll start. And every single day, get on there after 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern time, and you can grab the new game.
Nice. They usually put out some good games too for those deals. I remember last year's some decent games.
Yeah, there's usually one or two AAA titles in there, and then a lot of the others, give or take. But it's always I claim every free game. Why not?
Yeah, you gotta. I keep thinking that I only use the Steam Deck for my PC gaming, and there's a workaround to get the Epic games or the GOG games to play on there, and I'm just too lazy to do that. But then I see all these free games coming through from Epic or Prime Gaming, like those ones. I'm like, man, I'm really missing out on all these. Like that hoarder in me. I'm like, I should be getting these, even though I'm not, using them at the moment.
Yeah. Man, that's how I started out before I ever switched over to PC gaming, just so I'd have a good library of stuff to choose from once I got over there. So you might want to do it. Just, instead of the Steam Deck 2, you might go for one of those ROG Allies or something next.
Exactly. That could be my next thing, or both. I get them all.
Yeah,
I'm collect just one in each hand, and I'm like this, and I could do that. Exactly. All right. Well, let's call it a day. We talked a lot. There's a bunch of other stuff that happened. We're not even going to bring it up. We're not even going to talk about it because, we're too cool. We're too cool for that. Maybe next week. All right. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. My name is Erect the Red. This guy is Full Clip. You can find us out there posting videos, video game content on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. This is where you can find this show. You can find another show, a bunch of other content over there. Full Clip's putting out all the sweetest video game content that you've ever seen in your entire life over at GameFAQs on YouTube, GameFAQs. You can watch him 3D print stuff. You can watch him build cars.
Yeah.
What other stuff? All sorts of stuff. And then check out our, we're on the socials, Instagram, TikTok. Just type in, Gaming News Weekly. Follow us there. Daily content coming out over at those spots. And then you can check out the audio version of this show, the podcast, as they call it. You play it on your iPod, and it casts into your ear. Anywhere podcasts are found, you can find the audio version. Just type in GNW and you will have it at your disposal. And that's all I got. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Calling it a day. Thanks so much. We will see you next time with more Gaming News Weekly. Bye-bye.